Okay. Thanks, everybody. We have an interesting panel, and the biggest challenge is to keep you awake after the nice lunch break. And I think I leave it to all the panelists to make it more interesting and short one. I'm starting with the first question. I think everybody knows each other here, and you know these guys Nidhi has already introduced. So we start with the question, so cut the matter short. This is a question for...
right now, current guidelines, when you look at FSSAI, only RPET is approved. I think more and more, more government penetration has to come when it comes to, say, PP or PE. On the other hand, if you look at, say, brands, like if you look at PET bottles, they've been recyclable for a very, very long time, right? So you have these guys recycling, you have people buying these bottles. Same thing cannot be said for multi-layer films because the value add there is very, very less. But I feel if gradually, say there's a government rule that from next year or year after that, there is a 20% requirement with brands having to use specifically, brands having to use specifically recyclable material, not recycled content, but mono materials. Then automatically, it'll down the line, down the chain, you'll have more and more companies set up recycling units, set up recycling technologies. Right now, we are only looking at the top of the...
It's very much viable. I think we have proven it, others have proven it. Even for high barrier solutions, it's quite well possible. Commercially, it is a bit of a challenge sometimes. It's not a major increase, but it can be at times. Sometimes it can even lead to a reduction. There might be some technical challenges with adjustments to customers, packing machines, etc. But by and large, technically, it is very much viable. The problem is that, today under EPR, the industry has to fulfill the use of recycled content. There's no mandate stating that you have to use monomaterial packaging. You just have to collect and you have to use recycled content. So, that's one of the reasons why monomaterial has not been pushed as much as we all thought, I think, a couple
We have already commercialized a lot of jobs with sustainable packaging, be it all PE, monomaterial kind of packaging, or with MDOP or with PP structures. Having said that, even, we are ready with the retort, monomaterial solution for retort as well. But the point sometime, when we look at a very high barrier applications, where we want to replace the aluminiums and or the very high barrier metallized films, there is some challenge, not only in terms of technical, but in terms of costing as well. So coming to the cost parameter, yes, as of today, there is a delta. And going forward, if you look at, we cannot approach this sustainable or a monomaterial solution just like apple-to-apple solution. So we need to have a different look. We need to do a lot of value engineering here. We might need...
Don't cross borders, troops do. And if you look around the world, a lot of that is continuously happening. Let me frame our challenge of why we are all here today discussing this peculiar subject called sustainability. So this room is about maybe 80 meters in length. It's a big room. You look at the back. So imagine a box which is 100 meters in length, and if this is about 75, 80, you can visualize that. 100 meters in width, which is maybe twice this, or again, 50, 60 meters, so 100 that way and 100 up. That's the box. And that's the box which you need to store 1 day's worth of waste plastics that the world produces. So this is the frame of the problem. 10% of that is being addressed with all this discussions and
the primary reason to it is because of the demand and supply gap. And, instruments like consolidations, JVs, they don't work in the flexible packaging industry because then there will be 10 other new people who will see the market as a big potential and get into the flexible packaging business. I don't know why and how they get their figures, but This is the dark side of it. The bright side, what I foresee is that flexible packaging has a very good future. Especially, there is a constant increase in demand of 50%, 15% globally. So also, a lot of rigid packaging is getting shifted into flexibles. And one thing more we have to see is looking at the consumer trends. So earlier, how we used to shop, going to general stores, general trades, buying our groceries from there.
Thank you for the question. Since 2011, I have been visiting India, and I feel like India is growing very rapidly, and I'm very happy with that. When I'm going to the supermarket, I cannot tell you that the quality of the packaging best in the world. I'm sorry about that, but I think this is happening due to the price competition, as everybody mentioned. So this is making three problems. First, a capital constraint for the overseas investment, and secondly, technical and technological the barrier due to the very low cost, and thirdly, a culture which is
debate. So, like Alay mentioned, that the converting industry is caught between large buyers and large RM suppliers. I think the brand owners are caught between compliance needs and consumer needs. So, there is a pressure from both the sides that a brand owner, typically a brand owning company, will typically experience. And obviously, while meeting the compliance needs, there also is a need to ensure that you don't price it in a certain manner that you can't eventually sell it in the market. So, I think it is not about brand versus converter. I would like to make it very clear. I think it's a matter and a great opportunity. This challenge also brings about a great opportunity for partnerships. The partnership between
Next speaker, and trust me, her presentation is going to be having you take out your phones and take pictures, start from the beginning.